everyone, this is Peak Entertainment and we are back again, and here now we have another video for you, and this will be an overview of the 96th Academy Awards, which were held on Sunday the 10th of March 2023. Now whilst I won't go over every single winner and award, I will just mention the big headlines and most prominent winners, and talk about what it could mean for the industry going forward. So we'll start off then with the biggest winner of the night, and that was Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan's 3-hour biopic epic of sorts, telling the story of the recreation of the atomic bomb. Overall walked away with 7 awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Film Editing, Best Cinematography and Best Original Score. Now this was a rarity of sorts to see a big blockbuster dominate the awards, as certainly for the last 10 to 15 years, the movies we've seen generally tend to have a much lower scale and limited release. These are films that come with much more art house sensibilities and far less commercial success. But Oppenheimer very much succeeded in both areas, overall being the second highest grossing film of 2023, taking in around $960.8 million worldwide, as well as gaining a lot of good critical reception. Now in terms of the achievement, it is a major accomplishment for director Christopher Nolan, and when we look at the film's award success, we do now ask the question as to whether his status as one of cinema's truly great directors is now assured. Now I'd say to a certain extent it does. Ever since entering the industry with Memento and then more prominently with Batman Begins, Nolan has established himself for many years as the biggest headline director within the industry, perhaps being the only single filmmaker who can sell a big event movie on his name alone. When we look at his career, incredibly now for the last 20 years, everything from the Dark Knight trilogy to Inception, Interstellar, Dunkirk, audiences have identified him as the man who can provide both blockbuster mainstream appeal and more sophisticated mature films for an adult audience. And he most certainly has the box office record to back up his position. Aside from Tenet, which we can dismiss because of being released during COVID, his career post the Batman films has been box office success one after the other. As we see the likes of other celebrated directors really struggle to get their projects released widely in the theatrical sense and having to rely much more on streaming, Nolan is perhaps the only director, probably alongside James Cameron, with enough clout to walk into a studio with any movie that he wants to make and get it greenlit immediately with a big budget. Now yes, many will mention James Cameron, but let's be honest, Nolan has been far more productive and versatile with standalone projects. So does Oppenheimer's success now put Nolan alongside the true directing legends of the likes of Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, Stanley Kubrick, Oliver Stone and Brian De Palma? Now from my own personal perspective, I'd still say not quite. I still feel those directors have an even greater diverse collection within their films and have much more films that are more iconic and much more memorable. But at the same time, I wouldn't argue too much with anybody in the current climate who now feels that Nolan can be compared alongside those other directors, and I don't think you can deny the man all of the success and adulation that will continue to come his way. We will of course wait in huge anticipation as to see what project he comes with next. Now the movie Oppenheimer garnered major successes for Cillian Murphy, who walked away with Best Actor, and hopefully this film will see him now attain more higher profile lead roles within his career. Now the other big headline of the night was of course seeing Robert Downey Jr. finally claim his statuette for Best Supporting Actor within Oppenheimer. Now many fans online have hoped to his comeback story, but to be honest that was already completed a long time ago within his role as Tony Stark within the MCU, and that really propelled him to become one of the biggest movie stars certainly for the last 10 to 12 years. Now as with all other actors within the MCU, he has struggled to find the same consistent success outside the franchise, but perhaps now with this win it can hopefully get him more character-driven roles that prove to be successful if he really needs them at this point throughout his career. Now was another big achievement for Emma Stone, claiming her second Best Actress award for her role in Poor Things, following her first one being claimed for La La Land in 2017. And watching her reaction, she seemed as surprised and shocked when her name was read out, but she did gain a lot of praise and critical reviews for her performance during the movie, so well done to her. Probably the most emotional speech went to Divine J. Randolph, who won Best Supporting Actress for her role in The Holdovers. Acclaimed anime director Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli claimed the Best Animated Feature for The Boy and the Heron. The film itself has now grossed over $160 million worldwide. Going back to Emma Stone, the movie Poor Things also won 3 other awards for Best Costume Design, Best Production Design and also for makeup and hairstyling. Godzilla Minus One claimed the award for Best Visual Effects, pleasing many online fans who constantly praised the quality of the effects in relation to the film's smaller budget. And we'll see how Godzilla x Kong The New Empire compares when that film releases in the upcoming weeks on March 29th. So I think overall it was an award ceremony that was solid, with the focus staying firmly on the movies without any controversy or negatively, in sharp contrast to what we experienced in last year's awards. And the main highlights of the ceremony included Ryan Gosling's musical performance of I'm Just Ken, gaining a lot of praise from many fans and audiences all over. John Cena presenting the best costume design, fully nude for some reason. We had the very funny moment of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito on stage, relating of course to their on-screen pairing in Twins, calling out Michael Keaton's Batman, since of course they played Batman villains, with Schwarzenegger playing Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin, and Danny DeVito playing the Penguin in the much better Batman Returns. We then talk about the legendary Al Pacino seemingly forgetting to read all of the nominees for the Best Picture Award, and flat out announcing Oppenheimer winning. Now, some have argued that this wasn't too controversial as they fully expected Oppenheimer to win anyway, and also the fact that the Best Picture nominees were announced right throughout the night. So it didn't really derail the overall ceremony. And one thing I didn't like was having previous winners of acting awards each putting forward their own pitch for the current nominees. It really felt like they were just prolonging the awards way longer than what they needed to be, so maybe overall Al had a point by just getting straight to it. We had of course the other very funny moment of Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling playing on the Barbenheimer event in terms of the rivalry, referencing the fact that whilst Oppenheimer was claiming all of the awards, Barbie overall won the box office crown. But it didn't really matter as both movies really profited of one another in what was without question the biggest story of 2023 in terms of mainstream box office success. So that was it really in terms of the awards. Like I said, nothing really offensive, which I think is to be credited, as I really think these movie awards should stick to primarily the movies. Yes, of course, you'll get many discourse online about certain movies and actors that were snubbed, but at the end of the day, not everybody can win. So you're always going to get films that miss out. And whilst people can debate about what won and what should have won, and at the end of the day, there's nothing that can be done about it going ahead. So overall, I think nothing too much that can be argued, a very professional showing overall, nothing too spectacular or groundbreaking, but a very professional showing for the latest Oscars of 2024. So those are my overall thoughts and feelings and review of the Oscars for 2024. Overall, the biggest winners of the night being Christopher Nolan and Oppenheimer. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you have any other topics or movies or television series that you'd like to see me cover within the future, then also drop me a suggestion within the comments and I will see if I can provide further commentary for you on that subject matter within the future. Please consider hitting like the subscription and notification buttons so I can provide you with more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves and I will see you very, very soon.